Yes. Are you the local authorities of this, establishment? Yes, beautiful. Well, I'm going to report a crime. Yes. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. I have been offended. I have been upstaged, and it is frankly an affront to my personage that, they wouldn't allow necromancy. Yes. I tried to resurrect a body in the middle of the stage, and everyone was just freaking the fuck out. I don't understand it. It's resurrection. It's ungodly. Sir, I'll have you know that every time a holy person says they're going to raise the dead, everyone's like, oh goodness, you're raising the dead. Hallelujah, praise the gods and whatever. But when I raise the dead, everyone's like, oh, you're breaking natural law, and oh, you're amassing an undead army, and it's just all gray areas and conjecture, really. But I am I'm frankly seeing a double standard here, yes. Necromancy is used all the time in healing spells, but no one makes a stank about that. Yes, it's quite frankly offensive. So I would like to, report a hate crime, yes. Necromantic hate. Necrophobia, if you will. Yes, yes. They are being very necrophobic in the hall today, and I do not appreciate it. I am offended, and I would like to resurrect my undead army without any qualms or beleaguering dissentful opinions being slurred in my direction. It is very tiresome, and I'm a fragile man. As you can see, I'm very gaunt, pale, and lanky. Yes, wearing black robes all day and hiding from sunlight in a dungeon resurrecting corpses does not do good for your immune system, I do tell you. One of these days I'm going to become a zombie, I tell you. But no, I must refer back to my prior complaint that I would like to go to a cemetery and have them not stop me while I perform resurrections, specifically zombic resurrections on their loved ones, friends, families, daughters, sons, mothers, brothers, all that jazz. Yeah, it's very hurtful. Okay, because they don't need it. It's a perfectly good waste of flesh and bones. You're just sitting there letting it rot. It's absolutely, positively just, how do you say, wasteful. It's frankly insulting. Because we're just, you take the bones of animals all the time for gelatin. Nobody makes a fuss about that. You just eat pork meat, and we just let, people are animals too. Especially after they die. Their soul's gone. I can perform my necromancy if the soul is gone. Yes, I don't do soul stuff. I'm a body necromancer. I stick to body only. Yes, it's cleaner. It doesn't get the whole moral issues in the way, and, they can pass on to whatever afterlife is awaiting them, and I can stay here and play with the objects, the flesh and bone objects they left behind, because there's no longer a soul inhabiting said object. They left it, and they're gone, and they're not coming back. So, it's not anyone's property, really, because, your siblings or your parents or your next of kin don't own you. When you die, they don't own you. They don't own you in life. They don't own you in death. So, really, I can just, abscond with the objects that they left behind, and everything would be perfectly fine. And it's just, yes, it's really something that my craft, I've been working on my craft for quite some time, yes. Wizardry, and any type of spell craft, really takes the utmost study, knowledge. Yes, knowledge is a big one. I'm a very wise individual, if you couldn't tell by my pointy hat. And so, I have busted my buttocks. I have spent sleepless nights leaning over tomes of all this not forbidden, well hidden and very forgotten about magics, so that I can resurrect a cadaver. Yes, we're going to call them cadavers, because that's the appropriate way to refer them in the necromantic community. Yes. And so, What I'm doing is technically my line of work. It is my employment. And these people, these peasants, commoners, who will one day be dead, I mind you, are complaining about me resurrecting the dead? What are you going to do? What, you just going to fucking stop me? I'm a fucking wizard, bitch. I can cast a fucking fireball on your ass. So don't fucking get all up in my grill or some shit. What are you telling me? It's immoral to raise the dead? It is not immoral. It's raising the dead. It's zombies. What are zombies? When has a zombie ever hurt when has a completely submissive, absolutely susceptible to suggestion, shambling corpse ever hurt somebody under the watchful eye of its supervisor and resurrector, which would be myself? I'm a very capable necromancer, I will have you know. I've been doing this for 300 some years. Yes, I'm an elf, I've lived that long, and I still look fucking fabulous. But, I digress. I have been affronted. I have been accosted for my work when I have done nothing to deserve it. It is frankly downright asinine behavior, and I will not accept it. I will not. Yes, I am. As you can see, this has very much put me in a very how do you say, agitated state. I have been raising bodies for some 300 years, and not once have I ever faced such scrutiny in the eyes of the public. I just waltzed into a graveyard, found one that sounded promising, and I rose it from the dead. It's not harming anybody. The person is dead, and, if you put them underground, you're not going to do anything with it anyway. So I'm eco-friendly. Yes, I'm eco-friendly. I am helping the environment by cleaning up these wasteful coffins. You bury them in metals these days. It's fucking stupid. I can't pry metals open. It was so much easier when people used to use just wooden coffins because it would rot and then erode and it would just slough off like jelly. But nowadays you bury them in all these costly metals, gold filigrees and shit. It's preposterous. I'm just going to say it how it is. It is frankly preposterous. It is downright just stupid. They're dead. What do they care what the fucking coffin looks like? Oh, it's a nice little thing to do for the family. Fuck the family. I don't give a shit. They're dead. You're not gonna... You are going to see them for the last 3 hours. You're gonna bury them, put dirt on top of the thing, and then probably never look at the thing ever again because it's going to be under the fucking dirt. Okay? The body is going to decay if nothing is done, which is where I come in. Okay? So you're never going... after 5 years of mourning this person, probably maybe less, most of the time less, you were never going to think of this individual ever again unless they were somebody very, very close to you, in which case I can resurrect them. It is a win-win for everybody, and I am not sure. I frankly don't know where this phobia, this hatred of such necromantic art, and it is an art, stems from. I don't think I have not done a single terrible thing with the fleshy, bony objects, sex, husks, if you will. Husks is a good one, that I have resurrected. In fact, they don't do anything other than what I tell them to do. And I'm a completely benevolent master to all of my necro-friendly buddies. So, yes, I think that there needs to be strong rules in place. And there needs to be a reprimand of the individuals who accosted me on this fine evening. And I think it is down time that we start bringing back the conversation of what is acceptable in necromancy, because I think the rules we have in place now are very oppressive, and they prevent me from exploring myself and my powers of arcanum properly. And it is a hindrance of self-expression. Frankly, it's preposterous. It's dehumanizing. Okay, and it involves people who have died, and there needs to be a lot more care in the situation and the deciding factors of what can and cannot be done. And I think the people who took charge of it before were very, very sloppy and very, very careless and very biased, I will have you know, very biased against necromancy. I think one of the people who was creating these laws had a bad experience with necromancers, and they used that as a sort of way to sort of push this. I mean, okay, so the zombie horde of 83, that was completely detached from anyone I know or myself in the necromantic community. They do not represent what we stand for, the Dark Wizard Zorthak. Yes, we all know his name. Yes, I know, I shouldn't. But I think things need to be said, and I'm going to say them, and I'm just that type of person, okay? I'm that type of wizard, and I will stand up for what I believe is right. And I believe that the actions of Zorthak do not speak for the necromantic community, okay? Because the actions of one necromancer affecting the entire community, I think that's very small-minded. It's not very progressive. And so I want a reevaluation of what I can and cannot do in public, because these taboos have gone on far too long. Yes. So, I went to a family function. I think it's what you people call funerals, but I call it a celebration of death. Yes, we should really disregard, you know, the sadness of how they lived and really rejoice that they are gone. Because then I get to do what I did. And what I did was in front of all of them, as I think her son was giving the eulogy, I resurrected this guy's mother, just mid-funeral, and I had to do a funny little dance, and then I left. So, then she afterwards crumbled into a pile of viscera, but such is the ways of necromancy. There's a beauty in it, honestly. And so, I do not see the problem. I failed to see that there is an issue there. In fact, I heard somebody laugh a lot, and they were laughing very loudly. After reevaluation, it could have been very loud crying, but you know, you really can't tell. And I thought it was a joyous occasion because, oh dear. I think those are the paladins of the Sun God that are approaching me now. They probably want to question me. We will continue this conversation later, but okay, well, I think I'm going to have to run now. Oh no.